So today we're going to do a bit of a full body workout, so you can go ahead and get ready to feel good. So we can go ahead and get started by sitting on our mat in a comfortable position. If you have a block you'd like to sit on or something to make sitting more comfortable, feel free to do that. But we'll start by grounding down in both of our sits bone. Think about lengthening through the spine and through the crown of the head. Sit up nice and tall. You can either have your hands face up or down or in your lap, whatever's most comfortable for you. And we're going to start by just breathing. So begin to just close your eyes and pay attention to your breathing, your inhales and exhales. And then start to lengthen the exhales and inhales and try and have them be the same length. Inhale, exhale, nice and even breath. We're going to start by just taking 3 breaths together. We'll inhale through our nose and out our mouth. So go ahead and inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Palestina, Ella. Inhale, exhale. And gently open up your eyes. And Palestina's in here. She's going to be watching us. Come here, Ella, Ella. So we're going to start by warming up our necks. So go ahead and you can start to move your neck from side to side. Ella. You can also do full circles if that feels good for you, but it can be a little crunchy in the back, so whatever feels good. We'll just do one more on each side. And now think about grounding through both of your sits bones as we do this next exercise. Go ahead and place your right arm next to you and your left arm up tall. And again, thinking of grounding that left sits bone as we lean to the side. Also think about opening up through your chest instead of collapsing down. Open through the chest. And breathe. And go ahead and inhale up. And we'll exhale to the other side. So plant the left hand, plant the sits bones, arm up and over. Again, opening up the chest. And breathe. And inhale up. And now we'll interlace our hands behind our back. And as we do this, think about not letting the shoulders go up, but down in the back, and then drawing your shoulder blades together as well. So shoulders down, shoulder blades together. You can either look straight for this one, or if you'd like to deepen the stretch a little bit, you can look up. And take a big inhale here. And exhale, you can fold forward if it feels good. And continue to breathe. Slowly come up on your next inhale. Again, we'll think about lengthening through the spine, and we're going to do a gentle seated twist here. So grab your right arm to your left knee. Sit up nice and tall. Other arm behind you, and then inhale in, and as you exhale, twist gently. And breathe. On your next inhale, go ahead and come back to center, and we'll do the other side. So left hand on the right knee, other arm behind you. Sit up tall on the inhale, and exhale to twist. And again, this is a gentle twist. On the inhale, come back to center. And from here, we're gonna roll into our tabletop position. So if you're facing the top of your mat, you wanna have your hands below your shoulders and your knees below your hips. And long spine, not arching to begin with, just a long spine. This is the neutral position of tabletop. From here, we're gonna move into some cat-cows with our breath. So on an inhale, arch the back, open the shoulders and look up. And as you exhale, slowly round the back and drop the head, squeezing in the belly. Inhale to look up. Exhale to round. Inhale up. Exhale down. You can do a few more at your own breath. You can also move side to side if that feels good. Come back to neutral on your next breath. And go ahead and we'll move our left hand right underneath us in the middle. And we're gonna inhale our right hand up. And then exhale, thread it between and underneath for a nice shoulder stretch. And on your next inhale, go ahead and lift the arm back all the way up to the sky and then gently release it down. And we'll do the other side. So inhale the left arm up. Exhale to thread it through underneath for the shoulder stretch. And as you do this, you can play with moving your other arm around to get nice leverage. And think about having your hips even. Don't let them flay out to one side or the other, but keep nice even hips here. And breathe. On your next inhale, inhale your left arm all the way up and then back down to the ground. We'll come back to our tabletop and move slowly into our first down dog of the day. So tuck the toes under and go ahead and lift the hips up. So here, think about having your hands about shoulder width apart, your feet about hip width apart. You can bend your knees quite a bit. Try not to drop too much into your back, but keep that nice, solid, long spine. You can pedal out your feet here. Move your hips from side to side as we get into our first down dog. And also make sure you don't hold any tension in your neck, so you can shake your head out, yes and no. Just whatever feels good here. And then finding a place of stillness for one breath here. On your next inhale, go ahead and bend your knees and look forward and slowly walk your feet towards your hands about hip width apart. You can grab either elbow and just really bend your knees quite a lot. This is helping your spine release. So you can move a little bit from side to side. Just release the spine, let it go long. Go ahead and release your hands down. Again, with a nice bend in your knee, we're gonna roll very slowly up. Think about coming one vertebrae at a time. Nice. From here, you can go ahead and roll your shoulders back a few times. And then switch and roll them the other way. We're going to do a nice side bend here. So have your feet about hip width apart. Think about tucking your pelvis slightly, engage the core. Roll your shoulders back. This is a nice mountain pose, active fingers down by your side. And from here, go ahead and inhale your arms up. Grab one wrist with the other hand. If you can see this in the video, maybe not. Grab one hand and inhale long and exhale to stretch to the side. Again, not collapsing down, but think of opening up the chest. And breathe here. Inhale up and switch hands. Again, inhale to extend, exhale to bend. Inhale back up. And from here, we're going to exhale and cactus our arms and open our chest. And inhale back up. So now come to the top of your mat for a few rounds of sun salutation. So again, you can have your feet either hip width apart or toes together, heels slightly apart. Tucking the tailbone slightly, opening the shoulders to expand the chest. Arms down with active fingers. We'll take a couple of breaths here just to ground ourselves. Okay. Inhale the arms up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale to look halfway. Exhale to plant the hands, step back to plank. You can also have your knees down and lower all the way to the ground. From here, untuck your toes. Inhale to lift the chest. And exhale to move back into downward facing dog. Take a few breaths here. Think about distributing your weight evenly between your feet and your hands. You don't want to be too much on your hands or too much on your feet, but really evenly distributing the weight. Pressing into your finger pads as well. On your next inhale, bend your knees and look forward, and you can either walk or step to the top of your mat. Exhaling into a forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, hands up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale to lift halfway up. Exhale, plant the hands, step back, and lower down slowly. Inhale to lift the chest for cobra. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. Take nice even breaths here. This is a great time to come back to your breath. Breathing is so important for yoga, so the more you can focus on it, the better. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward. Walk or step to the top of your mat to a forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift your hands all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And we'll do one more sun salutation. So inhale, hands up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift halfway, look forward. Exhale, plant your hands, step back, and lower slowly. Inhale, cobra, look up. And exhale, back to downward facing dog. Again, coming back to your breath in downward dog. One more nice inhale and exhale. On your next inhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or walk to the top of your mat. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale to lift your hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. And breathe. Okay, from here we'll do a few standing poses. So go ahead, inhale, hands up. Exhale to fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, plant your hands, step back and lower slowly. Inhale to lift up, cobra, and exhale to downward facing dog. From here, inhale to lift your right leg high and step through to the front to a lunge. And try and lift your leg as high as possible to your core as you step. But also, if it looks like this, that's okay too, as long as you get to a nice lunge position. So from here, you can go ahead and lower your back knee. You can keep your back toe either tucked or down, whatever's more comfortable for you. And then we're gonna come up slowly. So you can lift your arms to your front leg. We want about a 90-degree for both of your legs in this position. And what we're gonna do is really engage our core and our glutes in this. As you engage those, you realize that you get quite a stretch without moving much. So you only really need to move forward about an inch or two to feel the stretch really on that quad. So let's take a few breaths here. One more breath here, really engaging that core and that glute. And then we'll go ahead and lower our hands down. And from here, really plant your left hand onto the ground and go ahead and lift the right arm to the sky. Option 1 to stay here. Option 2, if you want to tuck that back foot and lift the back knee, that's also an option. And breathe. Lower the right hand and we'll step back for a vinyasa. So anytime we do a vinyasa, you have the option to just go straight into downward dog. But if you do want to go through the vinyasa, lower down, inhale to cobra, and exhale back to downward facing dog. Now we'll do the other side. So inhale to lift the left leg and exhale to step through to a lunge position. From here, go ahead and lower that back knee again, keeping the toe tucked or not, whatever feels comfortable for you. Bring your hands to your knee. Try to align again the 90-degree angle for both of your legs. And go ahead and engage the core and the glutes here. And then move forward ever so slightly, inch, two, and really feel that quad stretch. And continue to breathe here, in and out through your nose. Plant both of your hands back onto the mat, and this time, planting your right arm firmly, you'll lift your left arm. Again, option 1 to keep your knee down, option 2 to lift the back knee. Lower that left hand down, step back, optional vinyasa, or you can meet me down in downward dog. Now take a few breaths in downward dog. Also, if you'd like to, at any point in the practice, you can also drop your knees, put your toes together, and come to child's pose for a quick rest, or a long rest, however long you want. When you're ready, you can go ahead and meet me back in downward facing dog. We'll do a couple of more standing postures, a warrior sequence. So lift your right leg on the inhale, exhale to step through, and we're gonna step to warrior one. So when you step through, you can bring your left foot back, forward a little bit and a little bit out to an angle. We're gonna come up to warrior one. You want your hips to be not to the side, but square in front of you as you lift your arms up. We'll take a few breaths here in warrior one. This is also great for the quad, a good opener for the hips. One more breath here. And the next exhale, come to warrior two. So warrior two, you want to have a nice angle in your front leg. Think about not going too far to one side or the other, but nice and straight. Arms out parallel, not up like this, but keep the shoulders relaxed as well. Inhale, go ahead and flip your palm, bring the left arm to the back of the left leg, and lift to reverse the warrior. Exhale, come back to warrior two. Then back to warrior one. And we'll do an optional vinyasa. So lower your hands, bring your feet back, exhale down, inhale cobra, exhale back to downward facing dog. And let's do the other side. So lift the left leg up, bring it forward. Again, we're gonna come to warrior one, so you can bring that back leg a little bit closer and out to a little bit of an angle. And then lift the arms and breathe. As you lift the arms, think about relaxing the shoulders, keeping them away from your ears. Exhale to warrior two. Take a few breaths here. Inhale, flip the front palm and reverse the warrior. Exhale back to warrior two. Back to warrior one. And then let's bring the hands down. Step back, optional vinyasa here. Breaths here in downward dog. Stretch out your calves a little bit. And on your next inhale, bend your knees a lot and look forward, and either walk or step to the top of your mat into a forward fold. Keep your knees bent quite a bit here, and then we'll roll slowly. Again, one vertebrae at a time. Don't want to make ourselves dizzy. And from here, we'll do a little bit of balancing, so some tree pose. So shake it out if you need. And we're gonna start with our right foot, so right now. So ground down through the left foot. I guess I should mirror you, but ground down strongly with the left foot, and then lift the right knee. And from there, you can grab your arms around it. Think about lifting it as high as you can comfortably. And instead of looking at me, find something still to look at, something that's not moving, as it helps you to gaze at something not moving. It's really windy here in Mykonos, so I have to find something that's not in the wind. Keeping your hands here, bring your left arm to your left hip and slowly twist open the lifted leg. Doesn't have to go very far, just feel a nice stretch in here. And breathe. Engage your core. Think about lengthening. Don't collapse into the hip, but really keep that tight. And one more breath here. And we can release down and shake it out. Now we'll do the other side. So ground down in your right foot. Lift the left knee to the chest. Interlace your fingers and lift as high as you feel comfortable. And breathe. Again, try not to keep too much in your shoulders, but relax your shoulders. And now take the right hand to the right hip and gently open to the side. And continue to breathe. One more nice breath here. And relax. And shake it out. So now we'll do tree pose. So again, starting with the right foot. So now that I mirrored you, I'm confused myself. So do whichever one you feel like doing first. But I'm gonna ground down in my left foot, and there's options here for tree pose. So you can either keep your toes on the ground, your heel here. You can go here, or if you're feeling adventurous, you can go here. So go ahead and pick your choice for that. And then you can bring your hands from your waist to your heart center. And again, focus your drishti or your eyes on something that's not moving. And just breathe. And from here you have the option, if you'd like to, open your arms and look up for a little bit more of a challenge. One more nice breath here. And go ahead and relax and shake it out. And get ready for the other leg. So now ground through the leg that was just up. And again, you can choose to have your foot here, here, or here. Just avoid the knee. That definitely want to avoid the knee. And again, you can have your hips, hands on your hips or at heart center, and find something still to look at and breathe. And if you want to lift your hands, go ahead. One more breath here. And go ahead and release again, shake it out. Okay. So from here, we can come down for a quick rest in child's pose. So go ahead and lower your knees with your feet together. relax your belly down and breathe and relax your hips. Just breathe here. I'll meet you back in downward facing dog. When you're ready, you can pedal out your feet a little bit. All right, from here, take your feet a little wider, so about mat width apart. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna take one arm. So if you lift your left arm, reach it underneath your body and to your right ankle, calf, or even thigh, and look under your right elbow, or your right, I guess, elbow or armpit. Nice side body stretch. Now go ahead and release, and we'll switch sides. So right hand to the right, or sorry, the left ankle, shin, or quad, looking under the left armpit. And release. From here, we're going to walk our hands slowly back, keeping the knees bent, and come into Malasana, which is the squatting pose. And if this is difficult, you can put something under your heels to give you a little more height there. But otherwise, try and sit tall. You can use your elbows as leverage against your knees and put them into prayer pose. This is a nice stretch for the hips. Position, walk back out to downward facing dog. Again, stretch out the calves if that feels good. And we're going to walk our feet up and come into a nice seated pose. So you can put your legs in front of you, shake them out. We're going to do a boat pose. We're actually going to do a couple of boat poses. So to set up for boat, have your feet at a bit of an angle. Have your spine nice and long. And for this, you're going to have your arms out, and we're going to lean back slightly and lift the legs. You can use your arms in the back of your thighs if that helps you for leverage. Just try not to collapse. Keep your core really engaged, and hold, and breathe. And we'll hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. We're going to do it one more time. So go ahead again, make sure you're expanding the spine long, and come into boat and breathe. Hands over here or here. And we'll hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. So you can shake it out a little bit. And from here, we're going to do a seated twist. So sitting up nice and tall, keeping your right leg extended. Bring the left knee. You can either have it in the middle, or if you want to cross it over, that's good as well. So sit up nice and tall, and from here, we're going to twist to the right. So you can either, place your right arm behind you. You can either hug the left, or if you want to interlock. Actually, that's the wrong one. There we go. Sorry, I did it the wrong way. Place the left arm behind you, and you can either hug this left knee with your right arm, or if you want to, grab it behind with your elbow and look behind you. Release, and we'll switch. So now bend the right foot. You can either have it in here or put it here. Sit up nice and tall, planting the right arm behind you. Either you can hug here or notch it here. But as you inhale, think about lengthening through the spine, and as you exhale, deepen the twist. With each inhale and exhalation, you can feel the twist a little bit deeper. And gently release. From here, we're going to do some spine strengtheners. So go ahead and roll onto your stomach. And we're going to start with some rolling cobras. So for these, go ahead and place your hands right next to your shoulders, forward on our mat a little bit. And we're going to start with our heads on the foreheads on the ground. And then slowly inhale to breathe into rolling up, and exhale down slowly. And we'll do 3 like that. So go ahead, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, and exhale. One more. Inhale, and exhale. And go ahead and rest your cheek to one side, your arms down, and breathe. All right, up next is Superman. So keeping your feet where they are, nice and long. Go ahead and stretch your hands out in front of you and looking forward. Engage your core, and then as you inhale, lift up your arms and your legs. And breathe here, keeping the core engaged. It's great for the spine. And we'll stay here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and rest your cheek to the other side this time. All right, from here, we're gonna, what are we gonna do? We're gonna come back to child's pose for a quick counter pose. You can either keep your feet wide, or if you'd like to for this one, you can keep your knees together, toes together, and come back, either arms up, or this also feels good with your arms behind you. It's just a different style of child's pose. So slowly roll up, and we're going to come to our backs. So on your back, bend your knees and have them your heels so you can just lightly touch them with your fingertips if possible. If they're not that close, that's okay, but try and have them about that close. Have your arms down by your side, and we're going to go ahead and lift our hips up slowly. So keep the core engaged. Engage the glutes and lift up. And if you'd like, from this bridge position, you can also interlace the fingers underneath you and come up a little bit, one shoulder at a time, to feel it a little deeper. And continue to breathe. I'm lucky enough to have the sun on my face. To lower down, you can interlace your fingers, lower the shoulders a little bit, and slowly lower down. Windshield your legs from side to side to release the lower back. And we're going to do this one more time. So again, with the placement of the feet, arms by the side, lift up. And if you'd like to interlace and come up onto your shoulders as well. And breathe here in bridge. again, you can windshield wiper the legs here from side to side, releasing the spine gently. From here, bring your knees up and your hands to your knees, and we're going to do some light rolls, big circles in one direction and then in the other. So for the figure four, keep your left foot bent and planted on the ground, and bring your right ankle to the left knee, and make sure you keep your right foot engaged. You don't want to release it because that is what protects our knee. And so for this stretch, figure four, you can either stay like this, if that's enough of a stretch. If you want a little bit more, you can lift your heel off the ground. And if you'd like a little deeper of a stretch, you can interlace your hands behind your thigh and pull in gently. And breathe here. One more nice breath. And release on the exhale, and we'll switch sides. So plant the right foot down and bring the left foot up, keeping the left foot flexed. And either lift the heel, or you can lift and hold behind the thigh. And breathe. One more big breath here. And release both feet to the ground. We're going to do a supine twist. So tee your arms out, bring your legs up to tabletop position, and gently lower them to the left side, keeping the right shoulder on the ground if possible, and looking over the right shoulder. It's a nice spinal twist. And one more big breath here. Inhale the legs up, and exhale over to the other side. Again, trying to keep the shoulder on the ground and looking over opposite shoulder. One more big breath here. Inhale your legs back to center and come into happy baby pose. So for happy baby, you can either grab the outer part of your feet, or if that's too much, you can also grab any part of your leg, including your knees. And if it feels good to rock a little bit from side to side, this is a good release for the lower back. Now hug your knees in as tight as you can into a little ball. And on the exhale, release and get ready for Shavasana. So you can move around a little bit, make sure you're comfortable. Have your feet about as wide as your mat, your arms out. You can tuck your shoulders a little bit if it's more comfortable for you. And we'll just stay here for a couple of minutes to really take in the practice that we just did and let our bodies soak it up. So as we lie here, we're going to keep your eyes closed, and we're going to try and just relax the body fully. So you can think about starting by relaxing your toes. Relax your feet and your ankles. Relax your calves and your knees. Relax your thighs, your hip bones, and your pelvis. Relax your lower back, your upper back, and your shoulders. Moving down your arms, relax your arms and your elbows, your wrists and your fingers, letting go of any tension. Moving to your shoulders, we hold a lot of tension in our shoulders, so really think about letting your shoulders sink into the ground beneath you. Release your jaw, your nose, and your ears. The tension between your eyes and your forehead. Just fully relax all the way through to the top of your head. Feeling your body melting into the ground. Keeping your eyes closed, start to bring awareness back into your body, first by lengthening your inhales and exhales. And start to become aware of your surroundings a little bit. I'm feeling the wind here, and you can start to wiggle your fingers and your toes and maybe roll your wrists and ankles a little bit. Lift your arms over your head for a full body stretch. Fingers to toes. And then bringing your knees to your chest, roll slowly to the right side. You can use your arm as a pillow here. Couple of breaths here. And then if you can, keeping your eyes closed, try and come to a sitting position with as little effort as possible. Slowly coming up. Sitting up like we started classes, spine long, shoulders down. And we'll end the same way we started, with a few breaths together. So we'll inhale through our nose and exhale through our mouth. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Last one, inhale, exhale. All right, namaste. Thank you for practicing with me, and I love you, Mom.